Now on CoastTV News.
Community input on a controversial issue as Sussex County moves to help homeless people. Neighboring communities share concerns. Well, it was a hot one and a humid one on Delmarva today. How people are trying to stay cool during this heat. Plus, energy bill relief. What Delmarva Power is doing to help people with skyrocketing electric prices.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Thanks for joining us here for CoastTV News at 11. On Tuesday, the Sussex County Council granted a conditional land use permit for Taros Village. It's a mission where people are trying to bring homeless people out of the woods and into tents. But as CoastTV reporter Zakia Jennings shows us, not everyone feels the same about the county's decision.
This was Taros Village in 2024. The Sussex County Council granted a conditional land use permit to allow for this again this year. However, their next-door neighbors aren't too happy about it.
It has been nothing but chaos.
Bobby Taylor says she worries about her tenants.
There's been many reports of people that were coming from the woods to go in there. One was a naked man. One was another woman that chased one of my tenants with an accent off and told her to go back to where she came from.
Denise Taraboletti feels differently.
Offering these people this opportunity to have a place to live while they are working or volunteering or going to school is a good thing, because obviously they are trying to help themselves, and with some extra help, everybody needs an extra helping.
While some are concerned the county made the wrong decision,
when it gets to the point where my tenants are scared, that's what really bothers me. I don't want someone to be afraid to go outside and take their trash out.
Others are hoping this changes their lives for the better.
It's nice that they are setting it up with so many different connections with not just the community, but also the police department and BB Healthcare.
The tents will be right off of Route 1 until December 1st when Code Purple opens again. In Lewes, Zakia Jennings, CoastTV News.
Well, the official start to summer is right around the corner, and temperatures sure are starting to soar here. The heat index could hit triple digits tomorrow. People in our area already starting to feel that heat. Earlier today, CoastTV News went to the Cheer Center in Georgetown to speak with seniors about how they're dealing with it.
I have several acres, and a little puppy dog that we run around outside. I raise some plants and do things outside.
Now today the UV index was a 9, which means the burning effect of the sun, it's just shy of extreme levels. Make sure to wear that sunblock. And besides it being so hot out today, it was also volatile thanks to that heat. One of our viewers shared this video of a funnel cloud during a severe thunderstorm warning. This was near Milford at about 5:30 today. And we're going to go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewes and turn things to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, that funnel cloud, to me, it resembles a tornado. What's really the difference there?
Well, there's a very slight difference, but it's a dramatic one, believe it or not. When you're talking about a funnel cloud, that's something that's spinning up in the air and it's trying to become a tornado. But it does not become a tornado until it touches the ground. That's the difference between the funnel cloud and an actual tornado. But we had straight line winds at 70 miles per hour, and it caused some damage in Denton, for example, at 409 with multiple trees down, estimated from radar. But not just there. We also have in Bridgeville wires down at Church Street at about 428. And the same severe storm actually caused some concerns for us in Georgetown with trees down there. And that was estimated with the radar as well. Right now, we are looking very clear at this point. And now our next concern is going to be the heat. We have a heat advisory in effect for the most northern part of the state. That's going to affect us as well. I want to just say it like this, Christina. Prepare for it feeling like 100 degrees.
Oh, geez. Okay, thank you, Paul. Well, the Delaware General Assembly was back in session today, and District 20 Representative Stell Parker Selby was absent once again. Parker Selby has missed every single House vote this year. That's at least 177. Politicians have confirmed that Parker Selby had a stroke this winter. This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, should Delaware Governor Matt Meyer influence his party to act on Stell Parker Selby's absence? Looking at the results tonight, 93% say yes, he should, 7% say no. We want to know what you think. You can still vote. Go to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app. Well, police, along with city and state elected officials, are taking on a growing gun violence problem in Dover. Mayor Robin Christensen held a press conference today. He says the city needs help from the community to restore safety. Dover's police chief emphasized the need for improved communication and trust between officers and neighbors. But some local neighbors say in the past, law enforcement strategies have not seemed to work.
We're divided by what side of the street we live on. We're not Dover as a whole. We have east side, this side, west side. They break us down. Police do this.
The people power of the community, information, it's the most valuable tool in public safety and law enforcement. I've been saying that for 20 years. Get us the information that we need to apply all these other resources, and public safety will come back to bless us.
And it's worth noting there have been 18 shootings in Dover so far this year. 2 of them were deadly. Delmarva Power customers could finally get some help that they've been waiting for to help pay their bills. The company has now announced relief programs in both Delaware and Maryland. Delmarva Power announced today customer relief funds will provide qualifying customers with up to $300 in cash assistance. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer announced he expects 20,000 Delawareans to qualify and benefit from that new program. Delmarva Power customers we spoke with say it's all welcome relief.
Every little bit helps, and starting with the electric bill will help out tremendously, especially with summer coming. The bills are higher, and also in the winter when the gas bill is high.
And if you're wondering why Delmarva Power rates went up so much in the first place, the Maryland Office of People's Counsel says the company's charges rose higher than the inflation rate. That, coupled with extreme hot and cold temperatures this year, led to a perfect storm of high electric bills. Moving to national news now, the consequential decision for President Trump. Will he launch an airstrike on a nuclear facility inside Iran? Gabe Gutierrez has late details from the White House.
Tonight, with Israel destroying Iranian helicopters and missile launchers as it targets Iran's nuclear program, President Trump says he's not made a final decision on if the U.S. will strike Iran too. A senior administration official telling NBC News all options remain on the table.
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
Iran launching its own missiles against Israel, but most have been intercepted. The president with a blunt demand for Iran's supreme leader.
Very simple, unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Maybe you could call it the ultimate ultimatum, right?
Today, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei defiant, posting the Americans should know that any U.S. military intervention will undoubtedly be accompanied by irreparable damage.
What do you say to the supreme leader of Iran who says that they will not surrender?
Say good luck.
2 U.S. officials familiar with the planning tell NBC News if the U.S. strikes, Iran is prepared to strike American bases and assets in the Middle East.
They're totally defenseless. They have no air defense whatsoever. We've totally captured, we've totally captured the air.
The president today saying the Iranian regime, battered by Israeli strikes, is now asking to come to the White House to negotiate after turning down an earlier offer.
They had to sign a document. I think they wish they signed it now. It was a fair deal. And now it's a harder thing to sign, It's a lot of water over the dam.
Have you closed the door on meeting with them?
No.
Iran's mission to the UN responding, no Iranian official has ever asked to grovel at the gates of the White House. Israel has damaged most of Iran's nuclear facilities, but not Fordo, buried deep in a mountain, and that could be the key target if there's a U.S. airstrike. Only the U.S. has the B-2 bombers and 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs that could destroy it.
We're the only ones that have the capability to do it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it at all.
Meanwhile, division is growing within the president's own party, some Republicans backing military intervention.
Diplomacy didn't work for 60 days. If you don't understand that Iran with a nuclear weapon is the biggest danger in the world, you're missing a lot.
But conservative commentator Tucker Carlson clashing with Republican Senator Ted Cruz over the issue.
How many people live in Iran, by the way? I don't know the population. At all? No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
The president was asked about that dispute today, saying he's not looking for a long-term war.
No, my supporters are for me. My supporters are America first. They make America great again. My supporters don't want to see Iran have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. If they think that it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, then they should oppose me, but nobody thinks it's okay.
And we still have more news to get into this evening. Coming up, we'll bring you to the annual Firefighters Parade in Ocean City. But first, a small Kent County town with a big speeding problem. Why Little Creek neighbors say they need help slowing down drivers.
Well, we need help slowing down this heat, but it's not going to slow down anytime soon on Thursday with a high of 93. But the heat index near 100 or maybe above that. We're going to talk about this in more detail in just 60 seconds. All right, come on, computer. There we go. All right, so live radar right now indicating we're no longer under a severe thunderstorm watch, which we had to deal with until about 7 o'clock. And the severe thunderstorm that we had pushed through had about 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And this is the tracking of it that we had. It pushed throughout portions of Cordova over towards Denton and over towards Burrsville. Now in Denton, we had a report of multiple trees down as a result of this system. And then in Bridgeville, we had reports of some wires down near Church Street. And then also in Georgetown, trees were down from the radar, and that was at about 450, pardon me. And now we're looking at it staying very clear to our north, near Christiana and all of that, and throughout portions of New Jersey and around the Philadelphia area. We are concerned about a heat advisory that will kick in actually tomorrow at 11 o'clock, mid-morning, and last throughout the rest of the afternoon and the day. So we cooled down to the 70s thanks to the rain dumping on us, and kind of like when you pour water on a hot pan and it steams up and it kind of cools off. It's kind of what happened, but we have 100% relative humidity. For example, in Millsboro, 77 degrees, air temperature, 77 dew point temperature, that's 100% relative humidity. Yeah, it's real saturated there. May even have a little bit of fog in some areas. And you'll notice that temperatures are still going to be dancing in the 70s as far as the dew point temperatures are concerned. So we are staying sweltering. Our big story tomorrow, even though we're at a yellow alert day, the first part of the day is because of the heat. And for the night, because of that same heat, we're going to be concerned about some storms kicking off. But we'll dip down to muggy by the time we finish Thursday. But take a look. I mean, we're looking at widespread scattered showers late Thursday night going to Friday. But tomorrow we're going to warm to 91 degrees. Now, don't let this 91 fool you. But the good news is at least the winds will be racing out of the southwest at 14 miles per hour. So that's going to make it feel a little bit better. But the truth is it's going to still feel like near 100. 90 in Dewey Beach, 91 Chincoteague, 88 Bethany Beach. And then the UV index is going to stay elevated as well. We're talking about 9s across the board for 5 more days in a row. And I need you to kind of get this. Very high level is 9, 2 more levels, and we're at extreme at 11 plus. So that's just how crazy it's going to be. Now, remember, the heat wave kicks in for us, so we're looking for that to continue to be problematic for us. Now, as we go along the beach for the next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're looking for the chance of rain for Thursday night. Not during the daytime hours, but during the nighttime. But that heat accumulates throughout the day and could possibly kick off strong storms at night. Finally, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. I'm still going to lean into that yellow alert day for Thursday. Remember, during the day, it's because of the heat. During the night, it's because of the storms that's going to likely follow the heat.
All right, got it. Thanks, Paul. Well, now we go to a small town in Kent County where neighbors say drivers are just flying down the road, Little Creek. Neighbors say there's a speeding problem there. The last traffic survey conducted by the town was in April of 2023, and it showed 15% of drivers were going over 50 miles per hour there, even though the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. In the years since, the problem has not gotten any better, and neighbors say they're fed up with what has become an everyday occurrence.
For the whopping, 2 miles that we are, shouldn't kill you just to drop down to 25 miles an hour for a short term. Be safe for everybody, including yourself.
And Little Creek's mayor says the town is now working with the Kent County Metropolitan Planning Organization to find ways to slow down drivers. Well, fire departments and fire companies from across Maryland lined up today for today's Firefighters Parade. The event marks the end of the annual Firefighter Convention and Conference in Ocean City. It featured antique trucks and, as you heard, some people playing the bagpipes. Everyone making their way down Baltimore Avenue. And we did catch up with a couple members of royalty who were in the parade, and they told us about their favorite part.
I like seeing all the smiles on people's faces when I drive by, when all the fire trucks drive by. I think people really enjoy like the small town parades and just getting together with everybody.
I do like waving at the people and I like smiling, and that's it.
The parade wrapped up at about 5 today. Awards were also given out after the firefighters parade. Coming up next on Coast TV News at 11, gas prices on the rise, why they're going up and why it matters.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
TikTok is getting another 90-day extension. President Trump set to sign an executive order delaying the sale or ban law. That went into effect in January. It requires TikTok to be banned in the U.S. unless it is sold by its China-based parent company. The Federal Reserve is continuing their cautious approach to interest rates. The announcement just hours after President Donald Trump called Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, quote, stupid, and criticized the independent central bank for its hesitation to cut rates. Trump believes a rate cut would help borrowers save on interest and spur them to spend in other areas of the economy, but the Fed disagrees with that assessment.
With all the uncertainty about tariffs and what impact that might have in the months ahead, it's like waiting for the other shoe to drop.
In the meantime, rates will stay elevated, meaning higher borrowing costs for consumers everywhere from credit card to auto loans and mortgages. Experts say the flip side is higher interest earnings on savings accounts. Also, it is going to cost you more to fill up your tank. Gas prices are going up because of the conflict in the Middle East. But it's not just regular gas prices. Also, the price of diesel is expected to soar. That means it will cost companies more to fill up trucks that are transporting goods like groceries. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan explains why Americans' wallets could be hit hard this summer.
As the conflict between Israel and Iran escalates, the price of oil is rising, and it means Americans are paying more for gas.
Oil prices last Friday jumped 8%.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says anytime there's a conflict in the Middle East, it creates uncertainty and disrupts global energy markets.
The knee-jerk reaction for the market is oil prices jump.
DeHaan says the national average for a gallon of regular gas could go up between 10 to 25 cents over the next few weeks. As of Wednesday, the national average for a regular gallon of gas was $3.19. That's up 7 cents from last week, according to AAA. Prices could go up even more if Iran retaliates by targeting the Strait of Hormuz. It's a critical waterway separating the Persian Gulf from global oceans. Roughly 21 million barrels of oil are transported through the Strait of Hormuz every day.
That is about 20% of what's consumed globally. So a blockade or military activity in the Strait of Hormuz could be extremely problematic for the price of oil.
Here's another concern. DeHaan says the price of diesel could increase as much as 40 cents over the next 2 weeks. And when diesel prices rise, experts say consumers could see prices across the board go up because it costs companies more to transport goods.
If this situation continues to spiral out of control, you could see businesses that rely on things like crude oil, diesel, jet fuel, and gasoline start to incur a much more increased cost, and that could eventually filter down to motorists.
The good news is DeHaan does not think gas prices will rise as much as they did last summer. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Still to come tonight, Summer League basketball highlights from Federalsburg, plus a record sale of an NBA franchise.
And here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, it's going to be real steamy for tomorrow. It's a yellow alert day tomorrow, so heat index 100 plus and isolated storms possible late.
We salute Jim Weig. Jim Weig honorably served as an aviator in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War, earning the nickname Spy in the Sky for his critical role in locating enemy signals and relaying their positions. He flew in countless dangerous missions, demonstrating courage and precision under pressure. Following his active duty, he continued his service in the Army National Guard for 20 years. We salute Jim Weig for his dedication, bravery, and lifelong commitment to our nation's defense.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
There has apparently been a significant spike in strandings of marine animals in Maryland. DNR says the 5-year average from January to May was just 10 stranding cases. The state's stranding program says they have responded to 29 animals so far this year. Experts say marine animals become stranded for a variety of reasons, including old age, disease, or trauma. Anyone who encounters a stranded animal in Maryland is asked to keep a safe distance away and contact DNR. Parents, listen up. A brand of children's cough syrup is contaminated with a bacteria that poses a major health risk. It's being recalled. 5 lots of Little Remedies honey cough syrup are under a voluntary recall. All lots of the syrup still within expiration are included in that recall. Customers are urged to stop using the product. The product maker, MedTech, is offering a full refund, and MedTech says the bacteria can cause 2 types of food-borne illness. To date, there have been no serious reports of sickness. Well, it is that time of year when children are outside a lot more, whether they're attending sports camps, summer practices, or just playing outdoors. The rising temperatures can put them at risk. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips to help parents keep kids safe from heat-related illness.
As the temperatures rise, so does the risk of getting really sick from the hot sun.
It's hard for your body to actually sweat out that heat and to get rid of it. So you're at much higher risk of heat-related problems.
Dr. Ashley Brulette with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says this time of year it's especially important to keep kids hydrated before, during, and after activities. She says if they're outside for under an hour, make sure they're drinking plenty of water. But if they're spending more than 60 minutes outdoors, she suggests supplementing with a sports drink.
And then also being mindful of what time of day we're doing activities. So doing things earlier in the morning, later at night, having shady breaks, things like that are going to be really important for monitoring long term.
If your child is an athlete, Brulette says to gradually introduce heat before outdoor practice to allow the body to acclimate to it, and be mindful of equipment and clothing that they're wearing.
Not overdressing, light layers, light colors, things like that will be helpful.
Knowing signs of heat-related illnesses is also important. The most severe sickness from the sun is heat stroke. Symptoms include confusion, irrational behavior, drowsiness, nausea, vomiting, and a high temperature of 104 degrees and above. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Today marked the largest franchise sale in U.S. professional sports history, and it happened to one of the world's most storied franchises. The Buss family is selling majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers for roughly $10 billion. That's billion with a B. They're going to sell them to Mark Walter, the CEO of TWG Global, which is ownership interests in other LA organizations such as the Dodgers. The Buss family has owned the team since 1979, and LA has won 11 NBA championships since, the most of any team in that time frame. Jeannie Buss will continue to run the team as governor for the foreseeable future. The Ravens also made a deal today, inking Jair Alexander to a 1-year, $6 million contract. The 2-time Pro Bowler played his first 7 years in the league with the Packers and now reunites with college teammate Lamar Jackson in the Charm City. The two played together at Louisville from 2015 to 2017. This fortifies what could well be one of the best secondaries in football, and a far cry from Baltimore's 31st ranked pass defense last year. And in Federalsburg, big win tonight for Seaford boys basketball. The Jays top St. Peter and Paul 65-22 at Colonel Richardson. keep an eye out for more Summer League once the first official week of summer begins. And tomorrow, remember, episode 9 of Into the Trenches coming your way at 7:30.
The public is invited to watch as 2 rehabilitated sea turtles are released back into the ocean tomorrow in Ocean City. The National Aquarium Animal Rescue says the 2 Kemp's Ridley sea turtles were rehabilitated at its facility in Baltimore. Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan will be on hand to assist in ushering those turtles. They're named Mothman and Icky back into the waves. The release will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the 40th Street Beach Access.
Christina, so are they going to race them? Is that what they're going to do? I'm not sure. And here we have Icky. And all right, that's only going to take half a day. All right, here we go. Umbrella giveaway. Ryan Priest of Milton, congratulations. By the way, keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruxted, Mandalis, and Frederico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're still calling for a yellow alert day for Thursday. For the heat during the day, because we'll have a heat index of 100, or possibly more in some places, and then we watch out for a chance of thunderstorms by 10 o'clock.
All right, appreciate it, Paul, and thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11 tonight. You can always find more local weather and local news on our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon's up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.